What's up, guys? It's Tuesday, August 23rd. It's 9:38 a.m. and this is the newsletter of the day. And we're going to cover a lot of XRP Ripple stuff because there's been a lot of things coming out that have just been game changer, kind of like news and headlines that give us the validation that we need to know that holding through all this is going to make it much worth it, because we can see the finish line, because XRP is classified as digital currency by Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, and Hsbc. So I found the actual documents too. You know how I like to show the proof. So let's see, find XRP. And I think, yeah, there we go. All right. So offering trading services for major cryptocurrencies including both Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and XRP. And then we got potential opportunities right here. And then where is this one? Let me actually go to Ripple instead. There we go. So the opportunity in payments, accelerating use cases, this is Goldman Sachs. And then you have Circle, Coinbase, Ripple. You have banks join RippleNet to process cross-border payments in real time with end-to-end tracking and certainty. Available in 55 plus countries across 6 continents, RippleNet makes it easy to connect and transact across a robust network of financial institutions. With RippleNet, financial institutions can expand payment offerings into new markets that are otherwise difficult or expensive to reach. So we have that there. And then you got, yeah, so all that's in there. But yeah, right there for Goldman Sachs. And then you have for Wells Fargo right here. This is their report the other day, August 2022. Key takeaways: many expect digital assets to be the building blocks of a new internet, the internet of value. The internet of value will move forms of value around the globe, such as money, financial assets, and other personal valuables. This is what we've been talking about, guys. The internet of value, we've been saying it. And it's just so big if you really think about it. Like, what is value, right? And it's money, financial assets, other personal valuables, and things that, like video game costumes and skins, are now personal valuable items that you can transfer via this internet of value. So the internet of value is likely to be disruptive to the world of finance, just as the original internet was to communications and information. So what it means for investors: we believe that as the internet of value evolves, so will new possibilities and investment opportunities. So you don't know what you don't know. So most of our digital asset and cryptocurrency writings over the past year have been focused on the detail, how the technology works, where cryptocurrencies come from, risks, opportunities, and the like. It helps at times, though, to take a step back and see the big picture. So then you go through here and it's talking about the internet, the creation of Bitcoin. It talks about the internet of information to the internet of value. This is what we covered: 1983 to present, and then 2009 to present for the internet of value. And then you can see digital asset group examples. You have stable coins, asset-backed tokens, store value Bitcoin, exchange tokens, utility token, NFTs, digital currency, smart contracts. And in digital currency, you have XRP right there. So it's not a security, and all these banks know it. So the internet of value, digital assets plus infrastructure. This was moving videos, pictures, text, and now it's moving money, loans, security. So this is the biggest investment opportunity of all time, because we're talking about a new way of transferring money, and money is, everything. So like, how do you make a lot of money? You go where the money is, and this is where we are. And internet of information, it's telling all about it: Bitcoin, Lightning Network, Ethereum, local currencies, payment networks, securities, assets, properties, contracts. And you already know that all the money in the world, visualization, and how much money there is, it's truly huge. So that's for Wells Fargo. And now we got Hsbc. So Hsbc here, this is back in, I think this was recently. Oh, this is March 2019. But same things apply here, because right here, payments, DLT can streamline end-to-end value transfers, reducing costs, operational risks, and settlement periods. For example, Ripple's XRP ledger provides real-time cross-border settlements using tokens that represent central bank currencies. In foreign exchange, HSBC's FX Everywhere tool processed more than 3 million intercompany foreign exchange transactions worth $250 billion in the first year. And this was back in 2019. So it's been 3 years later. A lot of things have happened since then. And this has probably come a long way, but you can even just see, like, they're calling it out XRP. They were saying central bank currencies back in 2018 or 2019. So we're in the right place. And then one of the biggest things happened yesterday. Like, when you guys initially joined, I was telling about the Dtcc and how the stock market is getting replaced, their infrastructure, with blockchain and distributed ledger technology, and how the Dtcc is a part of Hyperledger Fabric, or the Hyperledger Foundation. And then we're looking on the Hyperledger website to see what cryptos or organizations are tied up with Hyperledger, and then we have R3, and we're seeing what cryptos, and it was XRP, Stellar, HBAR, XDC, Filecoin, and we have the clear vision, right? So now we got finally the announcement and the launch of the Dtcc's Project Ion, and it provides a resilient, secure, and scalable alternative settlement service to clients. And it launches distributed ledger technology platform for settlements. Tokenization on the rise, the Bank of International Settlements said in 2020. Clearing and settlement house DTCC has launched a private and permissioned blockchain network as an alternative settlement platform. Project Ion, which leverages distributed ledger technology, is now processing an average of 100,000 bilateral equity transactions per day. The goal for Project Ion is ultimately to provide a resilient, secure, and scalable alternative settlement service to clients, with the option to leverage DLT for those firms who wish to take advantage of the emerging technology. And you can see, let's see. So I'm trying to find the part where it says that they partner with R3 for this. Here we go. So DTC's Project Ion platform now live in parallel production environment, processing over 100,000 transactions per day on DLT. So Project Ion represents one of the largest DLT initiatives in equity settlement across the financial services industry. DTCC has selected R3's Corda as the underlying DLT technology for the Project Ion platform. So it's talking about all the companies that are involved, including Apex Clearing Group, Barclays, BNY Mellon, Charles Schwab, Citadel Securities, Citi, Credit Suisse, Fidelity, Finality, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Robinhood, State Street, Virtue Financial, all these huge powerhouse financial service, they move trillions of dollars, and on the stock market too, trillions of dollars a day, quadrillion right here. So about DTCC. With over 45 years of experience, DTCC is the premier post-trade market infrastructure for the global financial services industry. From 21 locations around the world, it automates, centralizes, and standardizes the processing of financial transactions, mitigating risk, increasing transparency, and driving efficiency for thousands of brokers and dealers, custodian banks, and asset managers. Industry-owned and governed, the firm simplifies the complexities of clearing, settlement, asset servicing, data management, data reporting, and everything like that. But we see that in 2021, DTCC's subsidiaries processed securities transactions valued at $2.4 quadrillion. 2.4. Like that's an insane amount of money, and that is now being in parallel used through distributed ledger technology. So the depository provides custody and asset servicing for securities issues from 177 countries and territories, valued at 87 trillion. And they're global. This is global. 16 billion messages annually. Like, this is a powerhouse. And we know who they're working with, R3, and we knew this ahead of time. But R3, and then what is R3? So, and DTCC, just a quick thing. Yeah, the quadrillion I wanted to show with that. So we already know that, the quadrillion. R3, so right here, world's largest permission enterprise DLT production ecosystem. Blockchain benefits are best realized with a network effect where industry participants come together to collaborate digitally with trust. R3 maintains one of the largest permission enterprise blockchain DLT production ecosystems in the world, connecting over 400 institutions, including global systems integrators, cloud providers, technology firms, software vendors, corporates, regulators, and financial institutions from the private and public sectors. And no matter what industry, it's telling about connecting. But we can see that R3 and Ripple are really tied up. This is back in 2018. R3 launches Universal Settler application to facilitate global payments on Corda, XRP the first settlement mechanism. So R3 launches it, and it's the first settlement mechanism Corda settler built to ensure seamless settlements of payments on Corda across any payment scheme. It's right there. It's right there. So R3, the world's leading developer enterprise blockchain solutions for business, launched its new Corda settler. It's built to allow payments obligations raised on the Corda blockchain platform to be made through any of the world's payment systems, both traditional and blockchain-based. XRP is the first globally recognized cryptocurrency to be supported by the settler, bringing the Corda and XRP ecosystems into closer alignment. So, the Corda settler is an open source Corda app that allows payment obligations arising on the Corda network to be settled via any parallel rail. So, saying how it's going in parallel, live in parallel production environment. So in any parallel rail supporting cryptocurrencies or other crypto assets, and any traditional rail capable of providing cryptographic proof of settlement. Uniquely, the Corda settler will verify that the beneficiary's account was credited with the expected payment, automatically updating the Corda ledger. In the next phase of development, the settler will support domestic deferred net settlement and real-time gross settlement payments. The deployment of Corda settler and its support for XRP as the first settlement mechanism is an important step in showing how the powerful ecosystems cultivated by two of the world's most influential crypto and blockchain communities can work together. While the settler will be open to all forms of crypto and traditional assets, the demonstration with XRP is the next logical step in showing how widespread acceptance and the use of digital assets to transfer value and make payments can be achieved. There we go. So they can have the option to request settlement using XRP, and why wouldn't they if it's faster, cheaper, and it can handle more transactions? So we got the confirmation I think we need at this point. It's not a matter if, it's a matter of when, and through my experience, we're very, very close. You can, like, so many, like, I've been waiting for this announcement, this one let alone, for like 4 years now. And now it finally happened today, and things are speeding up. This is what I'm saying, like 3 to 6 months, and I think this is going to go down as far as like everything that we've been talking about in these newsletters and everything like that. So we got that. Yep, it's good. And then we have, we got that. So this is R3 CTO Richard Brown still not allowed to talk about Ripple. Let's hear it. See, it's so big that they can't even talk about it. They can't even talk about it. So let's go to, so that was huge news. And then we even got other huge, like, it's like bam, 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 bam. And these are big deals. Federal Reserve finalizes guidelines for access to its payment systems. Institutions engaged in novel activities would undergo more extensive review. So the Federal Reserve said Monday it would adopt a tiered approach toward determining whether to grant financial institutions access to its payment systems, and signaled that cryptocurrency companies would be subject to a higher level of review, which is fine, because that's why we're going with the cryptos that, you know, follow the guidelines and the regulations and our ISO20022 standard, like, enabled, right? That they're compliant to that, because they're going to be, if they're going to deal with the big money, then they're going to have to be held to a higher level of review, like they're saying, and through ISO 222. And then Ripple has like a SOC2, which is like the highest level of security, like, certification. This is what gets them in with the big dogs. So there we go. So the Fed's board in Washington issued final guidelines Monday for its 12 regional branches to use when evaluating applications for so-called master accounts with the central bank. Such accounts allow financial institutions, primarily banks, to move trillions of dollars. And I can't see more because Wall Street Journal got to pay. But big, big stuff. Let's keep going. And I'm actually going to save these because I'm going to share these links with you guys. All right. Then we have, let's see what's next. So XRP, this is some guy. This is a senator.
Very clear. XRP is not a security. XRP is not a security.
And that's a senator, you know. So I think that his name's Tom Emmer. We'll keep going. So this is Apple and Ripple, and this was back. Doesn't give me a date, but it's first year in web iOS. Okay, so Apple's Pay Apple Pay's payment request API involves Ripple's interledger payment method. The interledger protocol is basically an open source protocol suite for sending the payments across different ledgers. Furthermore, it defines a number of standards that can be applied to every kind of payment that involves an address, a two-phase response for payment authorization, and a signature. Payment networks have a foundation problem non-interoperability that can be solved through the interledger protocol, as its minimum protocol and open architecture allows for interoperability of any kind of value transfer system. Moreover, the interledger protocol allows for payments across different digital asset ledgers while eliminating the risk of intermediary failures. The interledger payment method has one of its editors, Adrian Hope Bailey, who belongs to the Ripple, though Apple hasn't explicitly mentioned the interledger protocol or Ripple per se, given that's how it's inherently implied with interledger's connection with payment request API. And of course, Ripple's with the interledger payment method, it can be understood that there is an interconnection. So there we go. And then we got, so what is ISO20022 standard? We'll move that over here. Well, first off, this is like 10 days ago. Ripple releases a report that shows 75% of institutions will use crypto in 3 years. Ripple has recently released a new value report, which highlights the trends of the crypto industry and blockchain in general. The most impressive stat shown in the report is the estimate that roughly 3/4 of all institutions, all of them, will use crypto within 3 years. 2025, baby. That's the end goal. So the main reasons for this is that digital assets provide financial services to those who may not have access previously, and that is becoming more of an attractive alternative asset for institutional investors. So in the time where there's uncertain economic conditions, concerns about inflation, the benefits of digital assets are even more apparent. So there we go. A lot of money flowing. This money is going to come in so big. It's going to be so crazy. Like, according to the report, by 2025, 76% of global financial institutions want to use cryptocurrency, provided that it's allowed by law. A lot of money flowing through there. Then we got Bank of China. Ripple needs to cooperate with SWIFT. Ripple XRP exporter solution needs to be backed by cash reserves and commodities. Global stablecoin. RippleNet is the new SWIFT. I think I shared this in maybe 2 newsletters ago, but U.S. fintech company Ripple. This is this year. This is a Bank of China. And where we're talking about BRICS, we're talking about the global stablecoin, we're talking about commodity backed. And right here, we got US fintech company Ripple is making cross-border payments. Ripple, as one of the leaders, the core business is to use the Ripple network to process cross-border payment and remittance. So the traditional payment established powerhouse SWIFT is positive. The pace of innovation is accelerating. New competitors such as Ripple. On the one hand, Ripple needs to cooperate with SWIFT in terms of business technology for common development. On the other hand, Ripple needs to find the right position and form a differentiated advantage in order to be in the cross-border payment market where there are tigers in front, soldiers in the back, grown in. Ripple and SWIFT promote each other and develop together. So SWIFT has a wide range of customers and business bases. Basically, it's saying that they could work together, and SWIFT is looking to promote the ISO20022 message format by the end of 2022. So that's happening in November. So the reason why that's so huge, well, first off, taking SWIFT as an important tool to implement financial sanctions. The future cross-border payment system is whether neutrality can be maintained will become one of the key trade-offs and considerations for users. Ripple, as a Native American fintech company, is inevitably subject to the influence of U.S. regulators. As a commercial bank, it should be carefully considered, considering in the absence of effective means to avoid the risk of SWIFT sanctions, whether using Ripple will step into another American trap. So that's what they're saying there. The Ripple coin launch by Ripple has a tendency to become a speculative tool, which threatens financial security and social stability. To maintain the stability of Ripple, on the other hand, a stable exchange rate is formed by anchoring various legal currencies in reality, such as the US dollar, a basket of currencies, or a combination of commodities. They're saying it now. They're saying it. On the other hand, it's necessary to ensure that the currency has a stable support, preferably a 1-to-1 reserve, and the safety and liquidity of the reserve must be guaranteed. Wow. There we go. And so they were talking about ISO 222 in November. And what is ISO 222? Let's see real quick. And then Ripple's is named by Fortune number 34 in 100 top places to work or something like that. As well as, yeah, we saw that. But ISO 2022, this is JP Morgan. So ISO 20022 migration, delivering faster payments automation. The payments paradox, data systems become more increasingly diverse as the global economy becomes more interconnected. A complex payments industry relies on a common language to keep dialogue open, and ISO 20022 is set to become the universal language. Here we explore key considerations for financial institutions when migrating to ISO 20022. And it talks about like the facts and everything like that. But major currencies will be operating with ISO before 2025 to reap the benefits from SWIFT, head of standards. Huge. So SWIFT is committed to helping financial institutions overcome translation challenges. With market infrastructures migrating at different times, SWIFT is committed to helping financial institutions overcome translation challenges and a risk of truncation. So SWIFT head of standards mentioned resources that will be made available, including a transaction management platform SWIFT is building as part of its new strategy to enable additional functionality. There we go. So yeah, this is happening in November. It's huge stuff. ISO 2022 is just a new way, a new standard, the universal standard of sending money going forward. And we can see that on Swift's website, why you should adopt it now for cross-border payments. Starting in November 2022, the way that Swift community exchanges payments messages will be transformed by ISO 222. This will unlock huge opportunities for financial institutions, such as boosting operational efficiency, enhancing customer experience, and enabling innovative new services. Global and open standard ISO 222 creates a common language for payments worldwide, and its higher quality data means better payments for all. Whether you're adopting ISO 2022 from the start of the migration period or not, learn more about the mandatory actions you need to perform before November 2022. We got the timeline, we know who's involved, and we know how it's going to go down now. And then keep in mind as well too, this is from April 20th of this year. This is Swift, $5 trillion a day they do. Digital assets, the next frontier of finance. Digital assets could unlock a range of untapped opportunities in financial services and enable firms to deliver new value to their customers. But challenges persist that need to be resolved first. So it goes into all of it. And basically, they're saying that it's vital that new networks using digital assets and existing networks can interoperate with each other. Swift is poised to play a crucial role in enabling this. So Swift and Ripple are working together, and XRP is at the center of it. It's talking about CBDCs, stablecoins, privately issued, permissionless cryptocurrencies are backed by an underlying asset. The structure helps minimize price fluctuations and could have a role in encouraging greater financial inclusion as well. And it's talking about liquidity, everything with the liquidity. Another digital asset, tokenized assets, offer retail investors greater access to a wider pool of assets and returns. You can do fractalizations or even liquefy illiquid investments. A lot of stuff going on. So tokenization, which enables fractional ownership, allows people who could not normally afford to buy conventional assets to start investing. This could also bring about greater liquidity across capital markets. Talking about interoperability is key, and ISO 222 adoption of cross-border payment messaging. It says Swift is well placed to help the market develop common standards around digital assets too. So they're talking about one of the experiments aims to demonstrate how the Swift platform could enable linking between CBDC and real-time gross settlement networks and seamlessly orchestrate CBDC cross-border transactions. And they're working with Ripple and XRP. Huge stuff going on. This is just like crazy big news. And yeah, so that's it. That I'm gonna leave it off at that because I got more stuff in here, but we're gonna save that for another video because this was a bunch of heat. This is probably the most news as far as like big stuff happening across the whole world. Big institutions finally launching, years in the making, and we're at the final, we're at the final stretch here. It's August 23rd. You got September, October, November, 3 months away, 90 days till November where this happens, and then 4 to 6 months away before all those other things like the Basel Accords. You have the Moscow World Standard, what I shared from yesterday, and it's crazy everything that's going on right now. So that's it for the newsletter. I'll see you guys in the Discord.